October 14th. The rain hasn't stopped since I crossed the state line. It's a heavy gray curtain that turns the world into a blur of asphalt and neon. I found a place to stay. It's an apartment located directly above a closed-down department store. The sign outside is missing half its letters, but you can still make out the word Mercantile. The shop windows downstairs are boarded up with thick, weathered plywood. It looks like it hasn't been opened since the 90s. Dust has settled into the cracks of the glass behind the boards, creating a permanent fog. The owner told me the keys were under the mat. He didn't meet me in person. He didn't even ask for my ID. The stairs to the apartment are narrow and wooden. They groan under my weight, a slow, rhythmic protest that echoes through the empty shop floor below. The air up here is different. It's thick. It smells of damp wool, old paper, and something metallic, like a handful of copper coins left in the rain. I dropped my bag in the middle of the living room. The floorboards are covered in a thin layer of gray carpet that swallows the sound of my footsteps. There are no mirrors here. I checked every wall. Not a single reflective surface. Just the windows, turned into black glass by the night and the storm. I sat down to write this because I felt lightheaded. It's a familiar feeling, but it's getting sharper. I remember unlocking the front door. I remember the smell of the hallway. But then there's a gap. I looked at my watch. It's 11:42 p.m. The last thing I remember clearly was standing at the bottom of the stairs, looking at the boarded-up entrance of the store. That was 2 hours ago. Where did those 2 hours go? I didn't unpack. My bag is still zipped shut, but my shoes are wet. There are muddy footprints leading from the kitchen to the window and then back again. I don't remember walking to the window. I'm going to try to sleep. The rain is drumming against the roof like thousands of tiny fingers trying to find a way in. There's a vent in the floor right next to the bed. If I press my ear to it, I can hear the store downstairs. It's not empty, it's breathing. A low mechanical wheeze, like an old refrigerator struggling to stay cold. I need to close my eyes. I hope the rain stops by morning. October 15th. The rain is louder now. It's not just hitting the glass anymore. It's a constant rhythmic drumming that feels like it's inside the walls. I woke up at 3:14 a.m. I wasn't in the bed. I was sitting at the kitchen table in total darkness with the diary open in front of me. My hand was cramped. My fingers were stained with black ink. I looked down at the page, expecting to see my own handwriting, but the paper was covered in a single word, written over and over again until the ink bled through the fiber. Inventory, inventory, inventory. I don't remember picking up the pen. I don't remember walking to the kitchen. My legs feel heavy, like they've been walking for miles in deep mud. When I looked at the bottom of my jeans, they were soaked. Not from the rain outside, but from something thick and gray. It smelled like the basement of an old museum. I checked the front door. All 3 locks were still bolted from the inside. The windows are sealed shut with layers of old paint. There is no way I could have gone outside. And yet, there is a receipt sitting on the counter. It's a long, thermal strip of paper, yellowed and curling at the edges. The header at the top simply reads, "The Mercantile, lower level." The date on the receipt is October 15th. The time is 2:22 a.m. I looked at the items listed. They weren't groceries, they weren't clothes. Item 01, 3 years of childhood summers. Price, credit. Item 02, the sound of a first name spoken by a mother. Price, credit. Item 03, the ability to recognize faces in a crowd. Price, paid in full. My heart started racing. I tried to think of my mother's face. I can see her silhouette. I can see the color of her sweater, a dull, faded blue. But when I try to look at her eyes, her nose, her mouth, it's a blur. It's like looking at a photograph that's been left out in the sun for 20 years. I ran to the bathroom to splash water on my face. I realized then why there are no mirrors in this apartment. It's not because the owner forgot them, it's because the apartment is starting to forget me. I looked into the dark window glass, trying to catch my reflection. I saw my outline. I saw the shape of my head. But where my features should be, there was only a smooth gray surface. No eyes, no mouth. Just a blank porcelain mask. The floor vent in the bedroom started whistling. Not a wind whistle. It was the sound of a mechanical cash register opening downstairs. Ding. Something is being sold down there. And I think I'm the one providing the stock. I tried to leave. I grabbed the door handle, but it wouldn't turn. It felt like it was part of the wall now. The wood of the door is merging with the frame. The apartment is sealing itself shut. I'm sitting back at the table now. The pen is in my hand, but I'm not the one moving it. It's twitching. It wants to write more. My memory of how I got to this city is gone. The name of the car I drive is gone. I'm becoming a hollow space, a vacancy. The shop downstairs is open for business, and I think I just heard the stairs groan. Someone is coming up to collect the next shipment. I have to hide the diary. If they find the words, they'll take those too. Please, if you find this, don't look at the mannequins in the window. They aren't plastic. They're just waiting for their turn to come back upstairs. October 16th. The rain has turned into a flood. It's a rhythmic, suffocating roar that has swallowed the street outside. I can no longer see the sidewalk from the window. There is only a gray, watery void. I woke up standing in the middle of the hallway. My clothes were different. I was wearing a stiff polyester suit that smelled of mothballs and funeral parlors. It's too small. The sleeves end halfway down my forearms, and the fabric feels like cold skin. I checked the diary. There are 4 pages missing, neatly torn out. I looked at the floor vent. The whistling has stopped. Now there is a voice. It's coming from the shop below. It's high-pitched and distorted, like a record being played at the wrong speed. It's reading a list. 1 memory of a first kiss, damaged. 1 memory of a grandfather's funeral, faded. 1 memory of a hometown street, sold. I tried to scream, but my throat felt like it was filled with wet wool. I reached up to touch my face, and my fingers sank into my skin. It wasn't flesh anymore. It felt like soft, pliable wax. I'm losing my shape. I'm becoming the inventory. I found a small hand mirror hidden at the bottom of my bag. I don't remember putting it there. I forced myself to look. My eyes are gone. In their place are 2 painted glass spheres stitched into the sockets with thick black thread. My mouth is a jagged line of red paint. I'm not Alex anymore. I'm a display model, a placeholder for a person who no longer exists. The door to the apartment didn't just lock, it vanished. There is only a smooth, blank wall where the exit used to be. The room is shrinking. The ceiling is lower than it was an hour ago. I looked at the receipt on the table. It has grown longer. Item 04, the sensation of hunger. Price, credit. Item 05, the fear of death. Price, credit. Item 06, the concept of tomorrow. Price, paid in full. I can't remember what tomorrow means. Is it a color? Is it a place? The floorboards under my feet are beginning to turn into glass. I can see the shop below. It's filled with rows of mannequins, all of them standing in the dark, looking up at me. They are wearing my old clothes, my favorite jeans, my college hoodie. One of them is holding my car keys. They are waiting for the final shipment. They are waiting for me to stop moving. I have to finish this entry before my fingers turn to wood. The pen is getting heavier. Or maybe I'm getting lighter. I just heard the bell chime downstairs. The shop is open. And I think I just sold my last reason to stay awake. October 17th. The rain is no longer water. It's a thick black ink that has coated the windows entirely. The apartment is a tomb of shadow. I can't feel my feet anymore. When I look down, there are no toes, no skin, just two smooth wooden pegs standing on the carpet. The floor vent didn't just whistle today. It spoke. It whispered my name, but it sounded like it was coming from 1,000 miles away. "Alex," it said, "we have a buyer for your fear." I tried to stand up, but my joints have turned into rusted hinges. Every movement is an agonizing, mechanical screech that vibrates through my plastic ribs. I reached for the diary, but my fingers are now long, tapering spikes of white porcelain. I can barely hold the pen. I looked through the glass floor at the shop below. It's no longer dark. It's illuminated by a cold, clinical light that reveals everything. There are rows of shelves stretching into infinity. On the shelves are jars, millions of them. I focused on the jar closest to me. Inside, a small, flickering spark was trapped in a thick amber liquid. The label read, "Alex, aged 7, the feeling of a summer breeze." Beside it sat another jar. "Alex, aged 19, the sound of a first heartbeat." I'm being dismantled, not by a knife, but by a ledger. Every piece of who I was is being bottled, priced, and sold to the shadows that walk through the Mercantile. They don't want my body. They want the weight of my existence. The apartment is almost empty now. The bed is gone. The kitchen table is gone. There is only me, sitting on a single wooden chair in the center of a black room. My skin is hardening into a glossy, artificial shell. I tried to cry, but my tear ducts have been replaced with small, painted-on dots of blue ink. The final receipt just slid under the door, or where the door used to be. Item 07, the ability to feel pain. Price, credit. Item 08, the memory of a name. Price, credit. Item 09, the soul. Price, pending. I can't remember what Alex means anymore. Is it a name or is it a brand? The stairs are screaming now. They aren't groaning anymore. They are howling. Someone is at the top of the landing. I can see the doorknob turning, even though there is no door. They are coming for the soul shipment, and I have nothing left to pay with but the silence. October 18th. The rain has stopped. The silence is louder than the storm ever was. I am standing in the window of the Mercantile now. I don't remember walking down the stairs. I don't remember the hands that dressed me in this suit. I don't remember the person who painted the permanent frozen smile onto my face. I am looking out at the street. It's a beautiful morning. People are walking past, their breath misting in the cold air. They look so warm. They look so heavy. A young man is standing on the sidewalk, looking up at the apartment above the shop. He's carrying a backpack. He looks tired. He looks like he's looking for a place to stay. I want to tap on the glass. I want to scream at him to run, to tell him that the vacancy sign is a trap. But my hands are locked in a formal pose, holding a sign that says, "Store now open, all sales final." I look to the reflection in the shop window. I see the man with the backpack, but I also see myself. I'm not the gray waxen thing anymore. I look perfect. I look like the best version of myself. My eyes are bright. Moja shkira is healthy. I look more alive than I ever did when I was breathing. But I'm not the one looking. The me in the window, the one with the backpack, is moving. He's reaching for the keys under the mat. He's walking up the stairs. He's whistling my favorite song. He bought my life. He paid for it with his curiosity. I am just the inventory now, a forgotten model in a closed-down store. My consciousness is a tiny, flickering spark in a jar on the bottom shelf, tucked away behind a stack of moth-eaten blankets. I watched as the light in the apartment upstairs flickered on. I watched as he sat down at the table. I watched as he picked up the pen and wrote the first line. October 18th. The rain has started again. The bell above the door chimed. A new customer has arrived. Transaction complete.